rostrum, rostrum, rostrum.
It refers to a raised platform, especially for public speaking or ceremonial purposes. Here's a sample sentence. The mayor stood at the rostrum to deliver his annual State of the City address. In this example, the rostrum refers to a raised platform or podium from which the mayor is speaking.
Rote, rote, rote.
It refers to a mechanical or habitual repetition, often without thought or understanding. Here's a sample sentence. The teacher's instructions were given in rote, with no explanation or discussion allowed. In this example, rote means memorized and recited without understanding or thought.
Rotundity, rotundity, rotundity.
It refers to plumpness or fullness, especially in a way that is rounded and curvy. Here is a sample sentence. The comedian's rotundity was perfectly suited to his booming voice and larger-than-life personality, making him a natural fit for the role of a lovable but slightly portly uncle in the holiday sketch. In this example, rotundity refers to the comedian's physical fullness or plumpness.
Rout, rout, rout.
It refers to a route or path that is taken, especially one that is well known or frequently used. Here is a sample sentence. The hikers had to take a different route through the forest because the main trail was closed due to heavy rain, and they ended up taking a route that led them deeper into the woods than they had planned. However, I should note that route can have two slightly different meanings. In this example, it means a path or course of travel. The other meaning of rout, which is more common in modern usage, refers to a complete defeat or disorganization, often used in the context of military battles or sports competitions. For example, the team was completely routed by their opponents, losing 10-0. In this case, the sample sentence would be, the football team was thoroughly routed by their arch-rivals, failing to score even 1 point.
Rubble, rubble, rubble.
It refers to broken or shattered remains, especially of buildings or other structures, after a collapse or destruction. Here is a sample sentence. The old building had been reduced to nothing but rubble after the fire. This sentence demonstrates how rubble can be used to describe the remains or debris of something that has been destroyed, in this case, an old building.
Ruddy, ruddy, ruddy.
It refers to having a healthy, rosy complexion or being reddish in color. Here is a sample sentence. After spending all day outdoors, John's face had turned ruddy from exposure to the sun. In this example, ruddy describes John's complexion as having a reddish hue due to his time in the sun.
Rudimentary, rudimentary, rudimentary.
It refers to being in an early or primitive stage of development, lacking full complexity or sophistication. Here is a sample sentence. The child's drawing was a good example of rudimentary artistic skills, with simple shapes and lines that showed promise but lacked refinement. In this sentence, rudimentary means basic or elementary, indicating that the child's drawing skills are still in their early stages of development.
Rueful, rueful, rueful.
It refers to feeling or expressing regret, sorrow, or disappointment, often with a hint of irony or self-deprecation. Here is a sample sentence for the word rueful. After losing his favorite team in the championship game, John looked rueful as he trudged out of the stadium. In this example, John's expression and demeanor convey a sense of regret or disappointment, which is what the word rueful typically implies.
Ruffian, ruffian, ruffian.
It refers to a rough or violent person, especially a young one. Here is a sample sentence. The rough-around-the-edges teenager was known as a bit of a ruffian among his classmates, always getting into mischief and causing trouble. In this example, the word ruffian is used to describe someone who is a bit of a troublemaker or a delinquent.
Ruminate, ruminate, ruminate.
It refers to thinking deeply or carefully about something, often in a slow and deliberate manner, especially about problems or difficult issues. Here is a sample sentence. After finishing her exam, she spent hours ruminating on what questions she could have answered better. In this example, ruminated means to think deeply and carefully about something, often in a repetitive or obsessive way. It implies that the person is reflecting on their thoughts and experiences, trying to understand them more fully.